Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about what the Yankees can do in 2023. As we're just going to go over some quick things. So yeah. So first off, we need to look at what they will need. So we have a lot of the bullpen is leaving. Chapman, Rizzo, Chapman, Britton, uh, Green are all leaving, which are key pieces of their bullpen. Um, Honestly, I don't see them bringing Britton back. He's going under Tommy John, and he might only pitch near the end of the season. I think it's unlikely they pick Britton up again. Chapman, I feel like it depends a lot. He is nearing 36, so he might not. They might not, depending on how this season goes. Um, if they find use of him with the expanded closer role, they might extend him, but they might only give him like a couple years due to his age. Next up, Green. He is pretty solid until he reaches a certain amount of innings pitched. So I don't know if they'll extend him. I think they might. He is usually on the lower side, so they might keep him. Next up, we have starting pitching, which I think will be the Yankees' biggest downside this season. Um, First off, Luis Severino is a club option. Unless he does really bad this year, I think it's very unlikely they don't pick this club option up. He's a very solid pitcher, and for what they have him, unless he does really bad this season, I see it very unlikely. Or he gets injured, I don't see it likely they won't pick it up. Tyone, I think, he's pretty decent, but I think it could also tail around a lot. What he does this year, if they want to extend him, um, he's kind of a mixed bag. He can either be really good or really bad. Um, but we also have to take into account last year with the difference in spider tack. So I think this upcoming year, will play a large factor in who will be on the Yankees next year, as especially pitching due to the spider tech last year. So I think this year could be a big year for these players, as this could be like their big year or bad year depending. So now we look at the offense. Rizzo, Gallo, and Judge are the big ones. I think they do extend Gallo to like 3 years maybe. They don't really have that many. They have Dominguez as a outfield prospect, but he's really their only big prospect, and yet they really only have Judge and Hicks playing center field. Hicks, I believe, is signed until 2024, I believe. Um, I think they'll just end up splitting time between Dominguez and Hicks near Hicks' end of contract. Sorry, my mic fell. um, so I don't see why they wouldn't sign Gallo unless Stanton can play outfield all the time. Rizzo, I think it's a player option. I think he will accept it unless he does really good, better than $60 million a year. Because $60 million is pretty generous for what he produced last year. So if he does really good this year, I see him leaving. But if he doesn't do good, I definitely see him staying. And then Judge, I think Judge, they need to lock up before the season starts. If they can do that, then they're in pretty good shape. But if he leaves, I think he'd get around $25 million a year, maybe more. Yeah, I think they need to keep Judge. If they keep Judge and Gallo, they're pretty locked. They can have Stan play left field when Gallo's out, or play Gallo center, which they refuse to do for some reason. But yeah, so now we're gonna look at free agents for this year. It's Trevor Bauer, no, sorry. David Price is extremely old. He's not gonna be signed. Sale, I think he probably will end up picking up the player option. I don't really see him leaving because $28 million a year is pretty generous when he is injured often. DeGrom, he said he's gonna decline this for a better year, like a better pay. He is the best pitcher in the game, so he's obviously gonna want more. And then Rodon was only signed to a 1-year contract. I think he probably will pick up the player option, as it's a pretty good $22 million, and I see him picking it up, so I don't see him as an option. Who I think they should sign. Looking at like the pitchers, there's not a really ton of ones. Obviously, if Sale doesn't pick up with the Red Sox, you want to go after him. But there isn't a ton of great options. I think Joe Musgrove could be a pretty good option. He's not really paid that much. I think he could be one of their priorities. Mike Minor, maybe. I'm not really sure how he's been doing in Cincinnati, so maybe not on him. But looking at, there's just not a ton of good ones. I think trading for one would be better, to be honest, but I don't really know who they trade for. So I'd say they should focus on where was he? I forgot his name already. Joe Musgrove and Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola's pretty underrated, and I think they should pursue him if they can, as he's pretty decent and solid. And yeah, after 2023, Tyler Glasnow goes into free agency, and the Rays probably won't offer him a big contract. I think they should heavily pursue him. He's really, really good, and they should definitely pursue him. Next up, we're just going to look at relief pitchers. Obviously, Chapman. I think Will Smith could be gone. I think Blake Trinan, they should really pursue him. He's really good. Hand is okay. He's a pretty mixed bag. Ryan Presley is really good as well, even though his age, if they want to give him a 1-year contract, I think they could do that. But I don't see them giving a lot of these guys big contracts, as they are pretty old. So I'd say only like 2 or 3 years it would be the max, as most of them are in their 30s. Will Smith and Blake Trinan are on the younger side, so I could see them going after Blake Trinan or Will Smith. But I'd say if I could pick one, Blake Trinan. He could be used as a relief pitcher or a closer. I know they have a couple bullpen prospects, which they might just use them instead. So then we just end up using them. Next up, we have the offense. Carlos Correa, he's probably going to decline. I think he could get a lot more money in a longer contract. He'll still be 28, and so he's still in line for a big contract. If someone offers him like 7 years for $250, I think that he'd accept it. And Minnesota, even though after all their acquisitions, I don't see them really going that far. They're just not that good of a team still. Arenado, I think he could leave. I think a team would give him more than what he's getting right now. Even though I don't really know if he deserves it. JD Martinez is really old. I don't see them going after him. Upton is getting paid a lot. I don't really know why. Trey Turner, I could see them pursuing. I don't know if they'd go for him due to his position. They already have Knefla, I don't really know how to pronounce his name, sorry. And 2 major shortstop prospects, which they might switch to second base, but still. And then have some decent players here and there. I could see them going after Bell if Rizzo doesn't work out, but he is on the older side. Soler maybe. I don't think they'd go after him. Yeah. Um, Look at there's not that many big names. Bogarts, Turner, Martin Arenado, and Correa are really the big ones. But Correa and Arenado question marks. So is Bogarts. I think Bogarts could get more than 20 million. He might just opt out and have the Red Sox pay more. But the Red Sox do have. They had money problems a couple of years ago. I don't know if they still have money problems with the side Story, and they might want to keep Story short if second doesn't work out of him. So I could see them not extending Bogarts, but I could also see them. But really, I think the Yankees need to extend Gallo, extend Judge, maybe I'd say extend Tyon for a year if he does good this year. But a lot of this depends on how they perform this year. This year is going to be a big depending on a lot of these. And yeah.